Once upon a time in the land of Ogidi, there lived a handsome prince named Ekene. He was the pride of his father, the king, strong and kind, always having great discussions with his father and learning from his ways. But Ekene was single, and often found himself taking long walks to the quiet edges of the village. One day Ekene saw a beautiful maiden on his way, a maiden of ethereal beauty. Her skin shimmered like polished moonlight, and her eyes held the gentle glow of the evening star. He was immediately captivated, and he fell in love with her. Day after day, Prince Ekene sought her out on the village dusty path, and she was always there with him. They spoke of dreams and stars, of the rustling leaves and the secrets the day held. Ekene's heart, which had known no love before, blossomed like the desert flower after a rare rain. He embraced her with so much love on a particular day, and even came along with dancers to dance beautifully. They were so much in love, and the prince was very satisfied with it. He gave her gifts, finely woven cloths and beads, and she was always well dressed, always looking like the prince's bride-to-be, very beautiful out together. One day the king invited the village seer, having been informed of the prince Ekene's love decisions. But it was a day of sad revelations. The king said happily, "My son is finally going to settle down." But the village seer said, "Your Majesty," she said, "the gods cannot ordain the bride-to-be. She is not of our world." Days later, Isioma was nowhere to be found, only the prince at the palace, left with illness and serious cough. The queen was surprised at the new development. Her son no longer with the woman he loves, but left with strange illness that gets worse by the day. She was terrified and asked the prince questions, but there were no real answers to. The silence around the palace became very pronounced as the prince fell seriously ill and couldn't stand again. The native healers were invited, but none seemed to have a cure to his ailment, and their much trials, their herbs and poultices had no effect. Isioma, her eyes, though filled with a gentle sadness, held a spark of determination, stood beside him, her ethereal hand placed on his chest. He woke up, the ailment gone, but that was the very last time he ever saw her again. Isioma was gone, the memory of her touch like a lingering dream. He never saw her again, though he often walked at the palace hoping for her return, but it was a mere fantasy. The prince was down, but lived a long and prosperous life. In his heart, there would always be a quiet corner reserved for the Isioma who had touched his soul, always remembering her words filled with wonders unseen, her love in its purest form, though not healing his deepest wounds. But he always missed her, knowing fully well they're not of the same world.